In 1307, on a single night across France, an entire brotherhood vanished. The Knights Templar, guardians of sacred relics and rumored holders of a treasure vast enough to rival kingdoms, were arrested, tortured, and erased from history. But their treasure? It was never found. Could it be that the most powerful secret in medieval Christendom was never gold, but knowledge hidden in plain sight? The Knights Templar were not mere warriors. They were mystics in armor, monks wielding swords, protectors of pilgrims, and builders of cathedrals encoded with sacred geometry. Founded in 1119, they rose swiftly from obscurity to become one of the most formidable forces in Europe. Endorsed by the Pope, feared by kings, and enriched by donations, they controlled lands, trade routes, and financial systems across the continent. Their headquarters in Jerusalem sat atop the ruins of Solomon's Temple. There, in the shadow of ancient wisdom, the legend says, they found something. The mystery begins with their downfall. On Friday, the 13th of October, 1307, King Philip IV of France, deep in debt to the Templars, struck with brutal precision. Thousands of knights were seized. Their Grand Master, Jacques de Molay, was tortured and burned. Yet despite the arrests and interrogations, no one could trace the treasure. Not the Vatican, not the crown, not the inquisitors. It had disappeared, effortlessly, silently, as if it had never existed, or as if it had never been what they thought it was. For centuries, whispers have persisted that the Templars smuggled their treasure out of France before the Purge, that a fleet sailed from La Rochelle under cover of night, bound for Scotland, or perhaps the New World, that hidden vaults beneath Rosslyn Chapel, the rugged hills of Rennes-le-Château, or the forested shadows of Oak Island guard secrets that defy imagination. These are not mere coins or artifacts. According to legend, the Templars guarded ancient scrolls, forbidden knowledge, and even relics tied to Christ himself. The Holy Grail, the Ark of the Covenant, the severed head of wisdom known as the Baphomet, but the real treasure may have never been physical. In the silence of the Temple Mount, surrounded by the ruins of civilizations past, the Templars are said to have uncovered ancient teachings, esoteric truths preserved since the time of the Essenes and the priesthood of Melchizedek. They were initiates of a forgotten stream, custodians of the sacred balance between spirit and matter. What they carried was a gnosis too dangerous for the church, too empowering for kings, a revelation that each soul is sovereign, that God dwells within, that power is not given, it is awakened. Some theories suggest that the Templar treasure was encrypted knowledge, passed not through vaults, but through symbols, carved into stone, hidden in sacred architecture, encoded in rituals. The cathedrals they built, Chartres, Notre Dame, stand not only as feats of engineering, but as living grimoires. Each column, rose window, and labyrinth, whispering secrets to those who know how to read them. Their treasure may be the eternal flame of consciousness, hidden in plain sight and veiled beneath centuries of dogma. One of the most compelling clues comes from the Chinon parchment, discovered in the Vatican Secret Archives in 2001. It reveals that Pope Clement V had absolved the Templar leaders of heresy before their execution, a secret pardon buried for 700 years. Why was this truth hidden? What else lies sealed in the vaults of those who feared what the Templars knew? Perhaps the real treasure was never meant to be possessed, but protected. Not held, but preserved, for a time when humanity was ready to remember. Another trail leads to the mysterious connection between the Templars and the Freemasons. After their disbandment, surviving Templars are believed to have passed their knowledge into secret societies. These groups, disguised as builders, philosophers, and alchemists, preserved the sacred sciences of the soul. Traces of Templar symbolism echo in Masonic rites, in Rosicrucian manifestos, and in the sigils of hidden brotherhoods. The treasure did not vanish, it transformed, it evolved, What no one told you about the Templar treasure is that it may not be buried beneath soil, but within consciousness. It may not rest in gold-laden chests, but in the awareness of those who seek truth beyond power. Those who read history not as a series of wars, but as a lineage of light passed from soul to soul. The treasure is awakening. The real grail is remembrance. To understand the treasure is to understand the story of humanity's forgotten divinity, suppressed by empires, erased by time, and yet encoded in the very bones of our civilization. It is found in the sacred proportions of cathedrals, in the constellations mapped in stone, in the silent wisdom of those who dared to live for something greater than themselves. That is what the Templars guarded. That is what they died for, and that is what still calls to those who listen. So now the question turns to you. Where do you believe the treasure lies? Is it buried beneath ancient ruins, sealed in coded texts, or awakening in the collective soul of humanity? If this mystery has stirred something within you, know this is only the beginning. Countless secrets lie just beyond the veil, waiting to be revealed. Speak your truth, follow the symbols, and when ready, continue the search. For the most sacred treasure is not just discovered, it is remembered.